I'm gonna start by talking a little bit conceptually, and then I'm going to work my way into some of the details so you can actually take a peek inside and kind of look around. How does that sound?
That sounds perfect.
Great. Well, let me start with this. This is just an example. Can you see my screen, Carolyn?
I can.
Okay, these are three postcards that we received over the last couple weeks. And my boys went to a summer camp here a couple weeks ago, and they had this most amazing time all week long with these incredible counselors that were brought in from all over the country, and they were part of this incredible experience of zip lining and learning about outdoor stuff and just learning all the little things that little boys need to learn. So my little boys are 11, 9, 7, and 5, and they're just all into exploration and adventure, and they had the best time. But the thing that they loved the most from the camp was the special attention and the friendliness of their counselors. These were young boys or college kids, probably 19 to 20, who just really gave them the best week of their life. And so I wanted you to look at these little postcards. Now they're photocopied, and you can see that they're not very special in terms of the printing and color and all that kind of stuff, but look at the message that the counselor, Miss Charlene, wrote to my youngest, Gage. You almost tricked me. I thought you were quiet until you opened up, and I'm so glad that you did. Thank you for being a good example to the others while enjoying camp. And they wrote these little personal messages with pen and pencil, the actual youngsters that were the counselors for my boys. And you have no idea how excited they were when they got those little messages in the mail. They were carried them around. They had them on their desk. They had them on in their book bags. They've been just talking about how special this was. And I think that we forget as business people how important it is to follow up with people and show them that we care and explain to them what the time that we spent with them meant to us, and recap the ideas that we had, and do all of those things that keep the conversation going and further the relationship. And business people are so busy being busy that we forget about this most important element of increasing sales and building strong, loyal relationships with our customers and our prospects and our clients, which is the follow-up, the before, the afterwards, the ongoing conversation, the staying in touch. And so that's what we care about, and that's what we want to help our business people all over North America do, is we want them to help give those kinds of experiences to the people that they work with and build relationships with. So that's what it's all about. Now I'm going to share with you a message that I created in OUTSTAND a few years ago.
This is an email sent from OUTSTAND, and Carolynne, this is really the best email I have ever sent in my life. And it combines all of the elements of what OUTSTAND can do. This was back when the company was named Ace of Sales. You can see the logo at the bottom there. But I just met with a salesperson over there. You can see behind me with the gray hair. And then off to the right is a woman who is a prospect. And what she was looking at was developing a marketing program and a website. And she wanted to use OUTSTAND, and she wanted to create a website to go with it. She wanted the full package. Now, this was on a Friday. I had not shaved. And you can see she was not wearing makeup. I was wearing flip-flops in the middle of the summer. But I went over there when they called me up. I went over there and met with them, and we had an incredible meeting. Everything that you would hope for a sales meeting to be. Three small companies all talking together about how we could join forces and share resources and build something great. We are all smiling, and then we go back after the meeting, and what happens? Everyone forgets. Nobody follows up. It all kind of flops, and the opportunity is lost. But instead, what I did was I drove home and I shaved and I put a coat on. You can see the little picture there at the top of where the video is. I shaved and put a coat on, and I recorded a 1-minute message as a follow-up message to meeting this woman and hearing about her hopes and dreams for her business. And ultimately, she wanted to sell her business and move to the beach with her daughter. So then later that night, I created a proposal, Brides and Weddings of North Virginia. That's her company. And I put this proposal together and put it in an email in OUTSTAND with a video, a link to the video, and then the photo, the selfie, if you will, a business selfie of the three of us together. I wrote this message and sent it to her. She got it later that evening after meeting with us during the day. So she had a video from me, a full proposal, and this beautiful email with a business selfie of all of us together. That is how you make a connection. This is how, at the very top level, that you drive a relationship and a conversation to the next level to create a sale. And really what's behind it is the value of the message, the proposal, the video. It showed her that I care. I gave her some ideas in the video, showed her what it might look like and past work that we've done for other people. So that was value. But alongside that value, what we really gave her, we showed her that we cared. I showed her that I cared, and I was going to take the time and create something special for her, something custom. And that I cared enough to create all this for her. She opened up the email. Now I could see that she opened up my message because I used OUTSTAND to track it. I could track when she opened up the message, I could track when she played the video, and I was able to track that she downloaded the proposal. I knew that she read my proposal, I knew that she watched my video, and I knew that she read my message. How many people in business, how many small business owners would love to have that kind of information about their user? Now I know that there's things out there like MailChimp and others which are really used for special events and newsletters. But this is the tool that is designed for personal follow-up, building those relationships with your best clients, with your best prospects, reaching out, you personally as an individual, reaching out to your clients and your best loyal customers in order to build those relationships. OUTSTAND is the tool for that type of communication. And this email to me proves it. She, of course, called me as soon as she read the proposal, watched the video, she called me right afterwards. She gave me the business right there, signed it, sent it back over to me, and we still do business with her today. She still uses OUTSTAND today for all of her marketing. So she did end up selling her business, and she now lives at the beach with her daughter. So this is just one of my favorite stories that I like to share about the power of what OUTSTAND can do for small businesses and just bringing people together in a local town, and what it can do for small businesses that are connecting with each other. So that really shows you what it does and what we do for people. This is our website. This is how you follow up. And we now have a special version of this website that Mark Palud is heading up, and you'll be working with him to get entry into this and for everyone to use it. And we're really excited about that. The first thing you can do is you can go down through here and see what we specialize in. And you can see the stark difference between the boring way, the forgettable way that people are following up right now and the way that we want them to follow up, whether it's birthdays, thank yous, heads up, haven't heard from you in a while, we've got this special seminar that we're inviting you to, thanks for coming, here's the proposal, thanks for the referral. Whatever it might be, we want people to follow up in a way that's memorable, in a way that builds relationships and is just makes those strong connections. And then you can go down and actually sample and look at what some of the messages look like. You can actually see what the software looks like and how pretty it is, and the ability to see these dashboards inside our program that allow you to do automated campaigns and use our mobile app to do the texting side. So we have a customer right now, their name is WealthWave. They're all over North America and Canada, and they have a program called WealthWave. It's mostly insurance and other financial services. They have a beautiful website that is actually generated from OUTSTAND. And then they have all of their agents, over 100,000 agents, using our software to send out these messages that look like this: the end of wealth and retirement as you know it, your next step, the perfect wave presentation, which is a video, download our ebook, and then we kind of put it all together. So they use these types of videos. These videos are a little less personal, like they weren't created by the individual, but still they're sent from an individual to somebody that they just meet one-on-one. You're in a hotel lobby and you have somebody who's interested in your conversation about helping to protect families, and they pull up their phone and they send out this message right from their phone, at the same time adding that person to their database. The person gets it on their phone. They can even point to it and watch the video right there with the salesperson. And doing this kind of thing, it just lets them communicate at a higher level using the power of imagery, which is a picture is worth 1,000 words. And we know that when you share video and images and beautiful graphics, it has a way of moving people and compelling people in a way that text only does not. And so they use this. WealthWave uses this to double their sales and to double their recruiting and clientele. They have literally doubled their entire business since using OUTSTAND. And we have testimonials of them saying exactly that. Since we started using OUTSTAND, we have doubled all of our sales, doubled all of our recruiting. And they directly put it on the use of OUTSTAND and really requiring that their salespeople all over North America use this. And so we're going to their national convention next week to talk about what's next for them and how we're going to take this even further. So salespeople, business owners, using powerful tools in a one-on-one way. And you can just see the beauty of the program that they were able to build. Now, when they combine the ability to send messages with the texting component to it, you can see here a little image of someone using our app to text. So they send the image, or they send the message, and then they text the message. You might have 5 people that came to a seminar. So you send out the thank you and the follow-up, and here are the 3 points we want you to remember, your takeaways from the seminar. then they can send that email and then text it to those 5 attendees. We know from our data that when you combine texting and emailing in more of a one-on-one or one-to-few type of communication, you get a 92% open rate. A 92% open rate. No marketing can claim that because the average email marketing open rate is about 18 to 25% open rate. And the difference is that it's because it's coming from you, the individual, to somebody that knows you and expects an email from you. But because people are busy, they don't open every email, and sometimes emails go to spam or junk or promotional folders and things like that. And so we see that our email open rate is about a 45 to 55% open rate. But when you combine texting, when you combine the element of our texting app with it, you get a 92% open rate. And that is the type of impact, that's the type of result that can move things, can move the needle in a business. And so we're very excited. WealthWave's statistics over the course of about 8 to 10 months now show a 92% open rate. And they have directly commented that it has the use of this program and these tools have doubled their business because of using this in their sales field. And so we're very proud of that, and we're very excited about it. And it just makes sense. It's the way that people communicate. We all want to feel special. One of the guys from WealthWave told me that when you look at a prospect or you look at a client, if you envision the word "make me feel special" written on their forehead, you can double your business. And I think that that's what this does, is it helps people make their clients and customers feel special. So now that you've seen what it does, and you've seen what it looks like, let me actually take you inside. So here I am inside OUTSTAND. You can see the home screen here. I've got dozens of drafts from doing demos with people just like you, where I've created all these different drafts, but on their homepage. But the beauty of it is when I actually can go inside the message library, and you can see with Father's Day coming up this Sunday, I know my kids, I hope my kids are thinking about Father's Day right now, what they're going to do for me. They usually do something crazy and something awesome, but you know, we have, all of us have thousands, hundreds or thousands of people that we do business with that are fathers. All the men in our lives that have children are fathers. And that's an opportunity for business owners, small business owners and business leaders and salespeople to reach out to all of the fathers that they do business with. There's dozens or hundreds of them. And you can open up a message that we pre-create for you. Here's to a wheeler and dealer who's all business, especially when it comes to family and friends. Happy Father's Day. And then we have little messages that you can start with, and you can use this message to send it out to all the fathers you do business with. Or you can create your own. And that's where this thing becomes powerful. You can use all of these messages. You can see the categories here, just hundreds of messages that you can choose for all different types of categories, from Employee Appreciation Day to Happy Fall to Happy Summer, thanks for the referral, whatever it might be. But if I click on this little icon up here of a message, you'll see a message open up. And I'm using this little account called Forvox from Terry Fleming. And you can this shell of a message open up. Now, if let's say that Terry wanted to say Happy Father's Day to somebody that she does business with, one of her favorite customers, and she knows that he loves, more than anything else, he loves Corvettes. So she might say, she knows that he's going to drive around in his Corvette sometime later this weekend, and she's going to be the first one that says, hey, Happy Father's Day, Hotshot. I just wanted to say Happy Father's Day to you and your beautiful family. I just wanted you to know I'm thinking about you. So she can pull up in Google, and she can look for a picture of a Corvette, and maybe this guy's got a yellow Corvette, so she can open up this picture right here, and she can drag that to her desktop. And then she can click in here and OUTSTAND, her OUTSTAND account, and just go upload an image. And she could just pull it right from her desktop here. And there it is right there. And then it just pops right in really quick. And I can actually edit this message by saying, you know what, I'm going to say Happy Father's, you got to spell it right. You get extra points for spelling right. Happy Father's Day, Hotshot. Have fun on the road this weekend. And then I'm going to make that white so we can see it. And I could do all kinds of other cool things with it, but I'm just going to kind of leave it like that and put it down here on the black. Maybe I'll put a little tilt on it. And I'll just go ahead and click apply. And I'll click save. And then we'll just drop it right in here. And I'll just, there it is. Happy Father's Day, Hotshot. And then I can type a message. I can just type whatever I want to hear, whatever I want. And I can make it bigger and dress it up a little bit, maybe make it bold, center it. And I can create a beautiful message here. Now, if I wanted to get to my message library, I can go up here to the top and I can pull open a stock message up here. You know, maybe enjoy your vacation, you earned it. Maybe this is a customer that's going out on vacation, and she knows he's going out on vacation. She wants to be the last business contact on his mind as he leaves for vacation. Maybe I have a proposal in with him. And so I'm going to say, enjoy your vacation, you earned it. And then I can put in a nice little message out there. So this is all written for me. Now I can write this myself, I can create it myself, but there's dozens of things I can create for me. Now, a lot of our companies out there, they like to create all their own messages and add them to their salespeople's accounts, and they can do that. They can stock their own company messages into the message library of their team accounts. It's very easy to do that. And but you know, Terry Fleming may have multiple profiles. She might have one with her mobile number and one without her mobile number. So she might want to send it to all of her customers, and she might say, okay, I'm going to use my profile that does not include my my phone number. Or maybe she wants to use her account for her husband's import car account. So she can pull open Alex's account and send this email out from Alex's account and send it to his database of contacts. So it's very easy to move around and to create special things coming from you. It's all designed to be messages from you, the individual, not coming from corporate, coming from you, the individual. And it's that easy. So then you just send it out, add contacts and send it out, and you're good to go. And you can, of course, send tests and do all of those little things that you'd want to do, save it for later, come back and edit it. But this is the heart of OUTSTAND, the ability to very simply create a profile for yourself, maybe a few people on your team, create beautiful messages. And then when you create messages and you want to share that message, let's say you create a sales message for a new product, and you have another sales team member that wants to send out that same message. Maybe it's for an open house message you created for your realty organization. You've got one of your buddy realtors for the same company would like to send out the same graphic that you use, and they say, hey, that message that you sent the other day for open house, can I send that same message to my group for an open house I'm doing this weekend? They can say, yeah, absolutely. Well, let's just I'm just going to go ahead and click on my messages here. And here's the special message that I created down here, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and I just turn on sharing, and I have the ability to take this share code and send it to a coworker or another salesperson at my company and give them the code of the message I created. They can pop that code right there into their own account, into the redeem share code box, and they can get that same graphic, the same message that you created, and they can send it out to their folks for an open house they're doing. So it creates this way of collaborating within a company, within a small company. If you have a realtor and you have an open house and you create this beautiful message for an open house, you might want to share that message with another realtor that you work with. Maybe you've got a buddy and she has an open house coming up and she'd like to send that open house invitation out to all of her contacts with her account. Now your account and her account are not connected, but she would love to use that same message that you have, and she doesn't know how to recreate it. So you could actually open up your message, click on the share code. You could send that email or text that share code to her. She would pop that share code right into her account, and now she could use the exact same message that you created in her account. So it creates a way to collaborate and to work together in a small company or just in a small town if you want to share something with somebody else that you work with. And so it's a way of communicating at a high level. It's a way of making people feel special. It's a way of staying in touch with people. It's a way of touching base. It's a way of delivering value. And it's a way, really, of driving sales by building relationships. So I'm going to stop there. I've showed you quite a few features and what it looks like, some of the outcomes, and what the power of what this can do being used by a full enterprise or a small sales team or just an individual. That's the power of OUTSTAND. I'll stop there for any kind of questions that you might have, Carolynne and Mark.
I guess one of the questions I would have is, I would assume you'd be able to import lists from Excel at any given time. Like if we wanted to use this for our events. So, we
yes,
can
you would click on.
Okay.
What do you use right now for your contacts?
It's in an Excel spreadsheet.
Okay, well then you would just come to contacts and you would click on import contacts, and you would import a CSV file right here, and then you just import it. And I can actually just show you what this looks like. You can choose your Excel spreadsheet right here, and I've got one handy. And here's my Excel spreadsheet down here somewhere. And right here, demo, a CSV file. This will be your Excel spreadsheet. You just save it out as a CSV file, and then you just click continue. And you're gonna want to import this into a group so that you can segment it, right? So you're gonna put this, we'll just call this import June 2016, and then I'm gonna click, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and click, yeah, import these into a new group, click continue, and then you can map it. So you could just, if I just want to bring in here the first name and last name and email address, if that's all I'm gonna use, I can go down here and just do that. And all I wanna do is bring in their email address here, and I'm gonna click import. And once I import them, they come into a group, which is very handy. Do is go ahead and send an email or create my message and send that off to them and stay in touch with them. So you can import as often as you like, and that's really all there is to it. So here we click to the next screen here, and you can see it's actually importing these contacts. It'll just take a few moments, and it'll process it and drop it into a group. And so if I click on contacts, you'll see I've got this new group, import June 2016, and here's all my contacts. So you would have all your contacts here, and then if you want to send them a message, you just click email reading, and you would create a message or a newsletter and whatever it is you want to send, and you just fire it out the door to that group, and that's how you do it.
So in our case, where we have the Director of Member Relations and then myself, and we're working off the same list of people, do we have the ability, is there like an activity log or something where if he's met with somebody, he can plug in his notes, and then if I'm going to meet with them, I know I can just check it, see what their last conversation was and vice versa and that kind of thing, so that we have one centralized resource of that information so we know where the touch points are? Because one of the things that, well, we're a small staff to start with, but one of the things that we want to improve on is the efficiency of our communication, because everybody gets way too many emails. So obviously this sets us apart to begin with, but if we can individually say, you know what, I saw this member at this particular event, he told me to give him a call in the fall regarding whatever. And then if somebody else within the organization sees him before I do, that information, like that intellectual capital would be housed somewhere centrally.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it has a full contact manager with the ability to track all of your notes and conversations. So it's not like it's not a list blasting service like MailChimp or Constant Contact, where you just have these lists of people. This is it's a relationship manager, and so you can go in here, and I look up Eddie Warner. So I just search for Eddie, and you pull him up, and he has a record. So here's all of Eddie's information. That you can put in as much or as little information as you like. But I can go down here, and I can see on my notes, I can see all of the conversations with Eddie. And I can add another one here too. So I can view all of Eddie's notes right here, and I can just pop them open and track this conversation and add a new note right here, and go down through here and just keep track of the dates and the conversation that I've had with Eddie. So it's right there connected to each contact. Now, you might also want, let's say that you have a seminar and you send out to the 150 people that came a newsletter or a follow-up message afterwards. You can actually track for that group. Let's say that this is your seminar group here. You can actually keep track of notes for an event or a group of people as well. So I can say this is the seminar 2016, and it went well. And you want some other notes about the event. You can create that and store notes specifically for this group. And then if I click on activity, I can look at the actual notes for that event. So you can track a conversation and notes for both any contact or any group of contacts, or an event, if you will. Does that answer the question?
You bet.
Andy, maybe for clarification, talk about the team sharing when you have multiple users in an OUTSTAND account, and how team sharing occurs and what they have access as shared resources.
Yeah, let me do that. So there's two ways that you can collaborate with a team, Carolynne. You can go up here to your profiles area, manage profiles, and you can actually just create multiple profiles for your staff. Now you're all working inside the same account, and you just have to remember to switch to your profile when you send out the message. but you can have a profile for each person, and that way they can add their own identity and information onto all of your messaging that they send out. So if you want it to come from yourself, you switch to your profile. If you want it to come from another director, then you would switch to their profile, and they would send something out. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it, which would be more appropriate to a sales team, is that you can go to your account, and if you're the master account or you're the originating account, you can click on sales team accounts. And here in sales team accounts, you can add an account, and you can actually create another OUTSTAND account. It's a full-fledged, full-featured OUTSTAND account. And but the difference is that it's bound or connected to the master, which means that as many of these, I could create 100 of these if I want to, and I can actually force them to use a certain logo. I could put in various information. I could even share my message library with them. And they could use all those graphics and things like that I put in there for them. I can also pay for these sub accounts, if you will, and so I can use my credit card and pay for my team of 10 people if I wanted to, or 3 people, and that way they don't have to put their credit cards in. And then they would have their own account, so they have their own login, they have their own contacts, they have their own tracker, and all of those things. But as the master account, I can also then, from my account, I can access their contacts, and I can access their tracker and information. And it allows me to kind of oversee and manage the team. And for instance, let's say that I'm a realtor and I'm the broker, and I have a bunch of realtors, and Debbie really just has a really bad relationship with this one group. She just can't get to them right now, or whatever reason, she's just unable to serve this new client. I can then move that contact over to Mary's account, and then let Mary know, hey Mary, I just moved over the Jansen family to you. Here, all of their information's in there. Give them a call and see if you can go ahead and take them out to look at a few homes, because Debbie just doesn't have the time to do it right now. So I can do that, and that allows me to pay for those accounts, manage those accounts, move contacts around between those team accounts, and it's just a really simple way of creating a team environment of accounts. And so does that answer your question, Mark?
Yeah, I think that's perfect. So you would have 2 options there.
Great.
Maybe touch briefly, Andy, on the printed postcard option available through OUTSTAND.
Absolutely. So just like those postcards that my sons got in the mail this week that just blew their mind, you can do the same thing in OUTSTAND. So you can open up a full-size printed greeting card. This is a full-size printed greeting card. The quality is just beautiful, glossy. On the inside, it has a matte finish, and you can add your message here. So let's say I wanted to send a Father's Day message, I could go here to upload an image, or I want to choose the browse the gallery. And this is actually a really good one. A lot of people sent this one out on Sunday, March the 13th for daylight savings. Goodbye 1 hour, spring forward Sunday. And so I could send this little message here to send out a little thank you to some of my customers and let them know that daylight savings time is coming. And so here's that's the front of it. And I could say, I love to just make those corners rounded. Just makes the greeting card feel a little bit more friendly in the hand. And it's got my color stripe here down the side, and I can add my message. I can say, dear Jack, haven't seen you in a while. Just a quick heads up that we're losing an hour. And you can make this a happy birthday message, or thanks for the referral, or Merry Christmas, whatever it is that you would want to say. And then I can make this text a lot bigger. Let's make it supersized. And then I actually just want this to be like a handwritten looking font. And we'll go ahead and make it centered, and put my name at the end here, Andy. And but I could say anything I want to in there. Now, what if this was somebody that sent me a referral, and I wanted to say thank you because it turned into hundreds of dollars worth of business, and I wanted to thank Jack because he just sent me an incredible referral. So what could I do? I could say, your next referral is on me. Contact Debbie Smith because I think that she'd be a perfect candidate for your business. And here's her phone number. I already called her. She's expecting a call from you. And oh, by the way, take her to Starbucks, and here's a Starbucks gift card. So I could do that. And then I could actually just look at the address and information, the recipient's name and information. I could say, check out. And I could literally send this to my contact right here, right now. I did this in 30 seconds, shot it out the door, and in 2 or 3 days, they'll have a printed card in their hand with a beautiful envelope, a real stamp, and all the right information in it. And so I can do that, or I can also just send out a quick postcard. We have these little things called mini postcards that are really cute. They're little. You can put rounded corners on them, and it's just a great way of saying, hey, don't forget your appointment this week. Really enjoy spending time with you, getting coffee with you, having dinner with you and your team, and you can, has got your photo on it, perfect for a follow-up from an open house for realtors, whoever it might be, and it's got all your information on it, your photo, your logo. You could upload whatever you want to the front, a custom graphic for your business, a business selfie of you with your client, round the corners, but you can see that the cost is, this is just 34 cents. And so I send this out 34 cents, and well, there's the Canadian pricing right there too. It's $1.15. Of course, it costs a lot more in Canada because of coming from America. But you can see what these look like, and once again, in the hand, super thick paper, really beautifully printed, and they just work great. So this is the printed card feature, and you have 4 options: mini postcard, full-size postcard, greeting cards, and mini greeting cards. And so our customers love these because sometimes when you put something in somebody's hand, it has a way of escaping all the noise of the email inboxes and all the texting that goes on during the day. So there's an overview of our printed card feature.
That's awesome, Andy.
Thank you.
Just on a technical note, the gift cards are in U.S. currency, or are they acceptable in Canadian Starbucks equivalents, or?
They're not yet, and we're hoping to remedy that, but they are currently not available in Canadian currency. Now, things like the iTunes cards and others like that can be used, but the Starbucks gift cards are not in Canadian currency.
Okay.
Wow. I'm a little flabbergasted.
That's a lot of information.
No, I just want to get my hands on it. So it has a newsletter function. That's it.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Let me show you really quickly here. I have one more little thing to show you, because you just mentioned newsletter.
I've never seen anything like it.
I have one more thing to show you. It's a really quick look. Let me see if I can pull this up quickly. So this is a proposal I had sent to someone recently, and it has a few examples in it. Where did it just go here? Here it is, right here. Okay, this shows you a few examples because you mentioned newsletters, and I showed you a lot of personal messages, Carolyn, but you also have the option of creating some personal newsletters. I like that term, personal newsletter, because when a newsletter comes from an individual, it just has a much higher open rate than when it comes from a corporation. Few people like to get corporate newsletters from local companies, but they love getting personal newsletters from an individual they've done business with. So you can see here, this is a realty company that just shows a personal message, but also what their newsletter looks like with just 3 articles coming from an individual, Nikki Davies. I think it's just a beautiful example. And then here, Century 21, you see, once again, a personal message. This was a Christmas message. But then you also have off to their side, like what they have this thing called Thoughts for the Summer, new listings. And it's got information about their local activity in their local area. I think that what's beautiful about it is that they're simple, clean, but they also come from the individual and really put the individual realty agent first. And so that gives you just an example that you can do newsletters, and we think that they're special because they come from the individual, not from the company. And I think that just gives them a little bit higher sense of perceived value. Just one last little tidbit to chew on.
Wow.
Very excited, very excited, Mark, to be working with you on this, as you know, and Carolyn, thank you for the time. If there's any further questions, Mark, you know where to get a hold of us. You know what a great resource Aaron can be, and just let me know if there's another webinar that you would like to do, Carolyn, with other folks that we could put together, or maybe a group that you'd like to do this for. And we can even record it. I've actually recorded this session. I'll send you a link to it in 24 or 48 hours. And you can share this with somebody else if you like. But we can also do another webinar if you'd like to put another group together that you think should see this. So just let me know, Mark, and we'll set that up.
Perfect.
Thank you, Andy.
Perfect. That's fantastic. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Thank you. Very good to meet you, Carolyn.
Yes, thank you.
Take care. Goodbye, Mark.
Thank you.
Goodbye.